Can, right? Okay, thank you. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Good evening, everyone. So last week we just finished the topic about Nibbāna. So up to now, we have learned, number one, what is meditation in brief, and we talk about Four Noble Truths, and we talk about dependent origination, and we talk about Nibbāna. So now we'll talk about Noble Eightfold Path. Noble Eightfold Path. I think this is the most important topic for this class, for the topic about meditation, because the meditation means the Noble Eightfold Path. So we talk about, our topic is the Noble Eightfold Path. So we will talk about it based on the suttas from the Pali Canon. So I will use many suttas so that I think we need a lot of reference to get evidence. So I think for you, as I always said, that you need to make you need to do your homework. So you have to read a lot of suttas. Not only the sutta that I sent, also I will give you some of the reference. So you can later you can go by yourself. So we cannot study all the whole suttas. I will just give you important ones. So I want you to read those suttas as well. So in this way, I think you'll be able to read the sutta by yourself. So you will have a better understanding, and you will enjoy reading the suttas. So actually, suttas are really simple and also wonderful and beautiful. So I think if you read the sutta that I already give it to you, and also the sutta that I didn't send, but I give you today I will use many suttas. Then you can go and read. Okay, so let's talk about the Noble Eightfold Path. So in the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, the first sermon of the Buddha talk about two extremes. The Buddha said that bhikkhus, these two extremes should not be followed by one who has gone forth into homeless. Papajitena nasevitaba. For the monks and nuns, actually this is not for lay devotees. So lay devotees is up to you, it's your choice. That you can follow or you don't follow, it doesn't matter. For the renunciants, just like in monks and nuns, we have to avoid two extremes. Number one, so what are the two? And the Buddha said that number one, the pursuit of sensual happiness in sensual pleasures. Kamesu, kamasukhan likhan nuyoga. Actually, we already talked about it at the beginning of this year. So happiness in sensual pleasures, which is low, vaga, the way of orderliness, ignoble, and beneficial. So actually, as a Buddhist, as a monks and nuns, not for lay devotees. So it's up to you. It's up to you whether you want to follow or you don't want. It doesn't matter. So for the monks and nuns, definitely they have to avoid two extremes. The first one is happiness in sensual pleasures. We don't have to find happiness in sensual pleasures. We have to avoid it. So this is the Buddha advice and the Buddha instructions. Number one. Actually, this is very important. It's very important because in not only in ancient times, nowadays also people find happiness in sensual pleasures. Many people, they believe that happiness can be found in in sensual pleasures. That's correct. We can get happiness by seeing something, by hearing something, right? By eating, by smelling, by touching with your body. That's happiness in sensual pleasures. So as a Buddhist monk, we don't have to find happiness through the senses. Five senses, exactly five senses. So we have to find happiness through the mind. Through the mind. Mind only. So in ancient time, people believe that not only, as I earlier said, that not only ancient time, and nowadays also, every time, some people believe that enjoy happiness with your senses, That's happiness. So actually, the Buddha said that happiness in sensual pleasures are impermanent in nature. So suppose you can enjoy happiness by seeing something, by hearing something, eating, smelling, touching, when you are young. But when you grow old, you cannot find happiness. But when they are impermanent, when they are changing, happiness also changing. So when they are impermanent and you find suffering instead of happiness. So for that reason, the Buddha said that as a renunciants, as a monks and nuns, pursuit of sensual happiness in sensual pleasures have to avoid. It's one extremes. And second one is the pursuit of self-mortification. Some people, and also in ancient time, also right now, some religious teachers, they believe that by practice of self-mortification, by torturing their body, they think that they will have a liberation. So even right now, when you go to India, you will still see, right? You will still see that. So this is also another extreme. So one, enjoying sensual pleasures. The other one, torturing your body. Extreme practices. So as a Buddhist monks, we have to avoid two extremes. So what is the middle way? The Buddha said that without veering toward either of these extremes, that the Tathagata, the Buddha, has discovered the middle way. Majjhima Patipada is very important. This is a very important statement in the first sermon. So the Buddha said that without veering toward two extremes, the Buddha discovered the middle way, which give right to vision, to knowledge, to peace, direct knowledge, to enlightenment, Nibbāna, which will give right Nibbāna and enlightenment. And the Buddha said that, and what bhikkhu is that middle way, awaken to bind the Tathagata, which give right to knowledge, vision, Nibbāna, etc. It is this noble eightfold path, that is, right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. So this is the Noble Eightfold Path. This is the middle way. So here, I think this is very important to know that some religious teachers, they are in favor of self-modifications. So they like extreme practices, diving into the water, cold water, in the cold season, and staying in the fire, near the fire, in the hot season. And also they torture their body by going on the charcoal fire, etc., etc. So they are in favor of those self-modifications. They think that through self-modification they will get a final liberation. So the Buddha said that this is another extremes. So sometimes some meditation master, they encourage meditator to practice in long hours. They are forced to practice. So some meditation master, doesn't agree on that. It is a type of self-modification. And there are many meditation methods which is not shown in the Sutta Pitaka, but some devotee told me that, is it correct practice? Then I told them, as long as they are on the middle path, as long as they are developing the Noble Eightfold Path, whatever method they follow, they are going in the right way. So we have to decide how many hours. We shouldn't decide how many hours, what type of method. So we have to decide such method can cultivate the Noble Eightfold Path, which is the Majjhima Patipada. So some people, some meditation master, so they arrange meditation retreat at the hotel, very relaxed. So by looking at such method, we shouldn't accuse of it is happiness, pursuit sensual happiness. We shouldn't accuse of such a meditation practice as well. Meditation master, as long as they develop the Noble Eightfold Path, they are going right way. But if they stay in the hotel, enjoying a good meal, and feeling relaxed in the hotel room, it is a kama sukha lika yoga, pursuit sensual pleasures, right? Sensual pleasures. So we have to avoid two extremes. Sometimes you may be enjoying in the good place, you may be enjoying good food, but if you do not develop the Noble Eightfold Path, you are not walking on the middle path. Even though you are practicing long hours, many days, many hours, as long as your practice does not cultivate the Noble Eightfold Path, you are not walking on the middle path. So we have to decide based on the Noble Eightfold Path, whether you are practicing in the hotel, or whether you are practicing under the hot sun, on cold weather. It doesn't matter. If your practice develop the Noble Eightfold Path, that is middle way. That's very important. So based on that, we have to decide. I think now you can decide by yourself. Any practice you follow, it must lead to the development of the Noble Eightfold Path. So then only it will be the middle way. So we have already learned that the way leading to cessation of suffering. Cessation of suffering is Nibbāna, we already learned. So here is the way. The Buddha said that now this bhikkhus is the noble truth of the way leading to cessation of suffering. it is this, the Noble Eightfold Path. That is, right view, right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. So this is the Noble Eightfold Path. We already learned that. So this noble truth of the path leading to cessation of suffering is to be developed. Bhavetapan. So this is the bhavana. So when you are practicing meditations, you have to develop the Noble Eightfold Path. The Noble Eightfold Path. Normally, we are practicing mindfulness meditations. So here, mindfulness, the Noble Eightfold Path headed by mindfulness. So when you are developing concentrations, so that is meditations. Concentrations, you are developing the Noble Eightfold Path headed by concentrations. If you are developing sila, also meditation. You are developing sila, the Noble Eightfold Path headed by sila group, right? Sila, concentration. So according to the first sermon, meditation means to develop or cultivate the Noble Eightfold Path. So as long as you are cultivating the Noble Eightfold Path, you are meditating. Anytime, any chance, anywhere. If you are developing one of the Noble Eightfold Path, you are meditating. Now we are meditating because we are developing mindfulness, concentrations, and right view, right intention, etc. Right? So this is the type of meditation, right? For that reason, in commentaries, teaching and learning, Dhamma Desana and Dhamma Savana, these two are added under bhavana, meditation, right? We are meditating. So here, according to the first sermon, meditation means to develop the Noble Eightfold Path. So actually we already learned, I want to emphasize importance of the Noble Eightfold Path, right? Importance of Noble Eightfold Path. I want to repeat again, Professor T.W. Reed Davis. He was a Buddhist scholar and Pali language and Buddhist scholar and founder of Pali Society. He was a leading Buddhist scholar, late 19th century and early 20th century. So still right now, we still have to read his books. So actually he was from England and Christian. He converted to Buddhism by reading Buddhist book. And he said that Buddhist or no Buddhist, I have examined every one of the great religious systems of the world. He already studied many religions because he is he taught comparative study with among the religions. So he have learned all the world religions. And he said that, and none of those have I found anything to surpass the Noble Eightfold Path of the Buddha in beauty and comprehensiveness. So he didn't see anything like the Noble Eightfold Path in terms of comprehensiveness and in terms of beauty. It's very beautiful. And he said that, I am content to shape my life according to that path, according to the Noble Eightfold Path. I think that's very important line. We have to shape our life according to the Noble Eightfold Path. So you can practice the Noble Eightfold Path in your daily life, whether you want to attain Nibbāna or you don't want, okay, you can stay applying the Noble Eightfold Path. So according to later we will study that. So the Noble Eightfold Path can be mundane and supramundane. So what I want to emphasize is, as a Buddhist, we are very lucky that we have a comprehensive practice, the way to Nibbāna. Actually, for that reason, I like to use the word, the Noble Eightfold Path, as the path to real happiness. The path to real happiness. But of course, we can pursue sensual pleasure, happiness or sensual pleasures. There's also happiness, but those happiness can easily change to suffering. And also pursue self-mortification is always suffering. It is always painful. But when you practice the Noble Eightfold Path, it is the path that leads to real happiness. So I want to use the Noble Eightfold Path as the path to real happiness. In Dhammapara, and the Buddha said that in Dhammapara we have a Magga, a group of the path. So in that chapter, the Buddha talked about the importance of the Noble Eightfold Path. And the Buddha said that of the path, the Noble Eightfold Path is the best. Among the many paths and many practices, the Noble Eightfold Path is the best. Of the truth, 4 noble truths are the best. Of the Dhamma, the absence of craving is the best. If there's no craving, it is a good Dhamma. Dhamma is very simple. If you have a less craving, it is a good Dhamma. If you do not have any craving, that is a good Dhamma. Dhamma can be found anywhere if you do not have a craving. Of the 2-legged beings, the seeing one, that is the Buddha, is the best. But here I want to highlight the first one. Of the path, there are many paths. Among them, the Noble Eightfold Path is the best. For that reason, Professor Mr. Rick David said that I'm content to shape my life according with the Noble Eightfold Path, because it's the best path. Very comprehensive and very beautiful. Any question up to now? No question, huh? Okay, let's go. Very clear, because I will use many sodas and many references to highlight the importance of the Noble Eightfold Path. Do it yourself. In Buddhism, it's very famous. You have to do it yourself. In Dhammapara, the Buddha said that you yourself should make the effect. Domehi kecha atapan. Akkhataro Tathagata. The Tathagata are the ones who only show the way. You have to make yourself. You have to make effort by yourself. Those who enter this path and tranquility are free from the bonds of Mara, evil one. Actually, the first two are very important. In Buddhism, it's important to make effort by yourself. And the Buddha is not a creator, not a savior. And the Buddha just showed the way. We have to walk on that. It's very clear, very clear. The Buddha will not make for you, but you yourself have to make it. So very often, I very often heard that old people come to temple, they attend puja, and they always say that the Buddha bless me to have a good head for long life. So I told them, yes, you're right. But it contradicts what the Buddha said. The Buddha will not bless you. You do your blessing. Actually, because you come to temple, the temple environment is very peaceful. It creates happiness, right? Serenity. And by coming to temple, it will bring you blessing. You make yourself to come to temple. If you do not come to temple, no, the Buddha will not bless you. You come and attend the classes, then you have a true knowledge, and you develop true knowledge about teachings of the Buddha. Then you are more happy. You are happier than before. It is blessing, right? I do not bless you, but you are say bless, right? Create blessing. It's very important, but of course they are very thankful to the Buddha. So by coming to temple and they see the Buddha, they are very happy. In their mind, they think that the Buddha blessed them. No, not really. The Buddha cannot bless you, but you yourself create blessing. That's very important. So here, you yourself should make the effort. The Tathagata are the one who only show the way. It is totally contradict with other religions. So other religions, they will encourage you to believe them, to place faith in them. So if you believe in them, they will save you. No? They will bless you. It's contradict. The Buddha said that. No, I cannot create good things for you. I cannot bless you. You yourself have to make effort. So the Buddha just showed the way. So we have to walk on that. So the way is nothing but the Noble Eightfold Path. The Noble Eightfold Path. So if you walk on that, those who enter this path are free from the bonds of Mara and evil mind and evil spirit. So you were free from the bonds of suffering. So please take note this one, the first two lines, very important. In Pali is very famous. So when you go to Buddhist countries, they will recite in Pali the first two lines. They will explain that the importance of our own effort. We are creator of our own destiny. We create our good and bad destiny. No one cannot create. You are healthy because you lead a healthy lifestyle. You are unhealthy because of your karma, right? Because of your karma. Okay, then I want to talk about the difference between the Buddha and normal Arahant. What is different? The difference between the Buddha and Venerable Sariputta, and the difference between the Buddha and Venerable Moggallana and Venerable Ananda. Based on one sutta, Sammasambuddha Sutta from Sutta Nikaya, chapter 22, sutta number 58. Chapter 22 talk about 5 aggregate. So in that sutta, the Buddha said that both the Buddha and normal Arahant, his disciple, liberated by non-clinging toward the five aggregates. So both the Buddha became the Buddha, Arahant became Arahant by, liberated by non-clinging toward five aggregates. So if you do not have any clinging toward five aggregate, you will become Arahant. You will become Arahant. So on this regard, and the liberation of the Buddha and liberation of normal Arahant, they are the same. They are the same. Then the Buddha said that, I will quote the Sutta, there in bhikkhus, what is the distinction, what is the disparity, what is the difference between the Tathagata, the Arahant, here, the Arahant also refer to the Tathagata, the Buddha. The Arahant, the perfectly enlightened one. Because we always say Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato. So Arahato means Arahant, right? So the Buddha also Arahant. The difference between the Tathagata, the Arahant, the perfectly enlightened one, and a bhikkhu liberated by wisdom. So that means a normal Arahant disciple. The Buddha, bhikkhus, the Arahant, the perfectly enlightened one is the originator of the path, Magga, and rising before, the producer of the path, and produced before. So here, the path means the Noble Eightfold Path. As you all know that in the first sermon, the Buddha declared, he discovered the middle way, the Noble Eightfold Path. So he is the originator of the path, producer of the path, and produced before. And his disciples, Sāvaka, now dwell following that path and became possessors of it afterwards. That is different. So the Buddha discovered the Noble Eightfold Path and he realized it. Then he became the Buddha, he became Arahant, he became Sammasambuddha. And his disciples, Sāvaka, they practice the Noble Eightfold Path taught by the Buddha, and they possess the Noble Eightfold Path, and they became Arahant. So liberation of the Buddha and liberation of normal Arahant, any disciples, is the same. For that reason, in last week, when we talk about Nibbāna, we refer, there's only one taste in Buddhism, the taste of liberation. When you attain Nibbāna, you will taste the same liberation like the Buddha. There's no different. So as far as the taste of liberation is concerned, the same. Here also, so the difference between the Buddha and his disciple, his normal Arahant disciples, is the Buddha discovered the Noble Eightfold Path and he practiced and he realized it. And Arahant disciples, he practiced the Noble Eightfold Path taught by the Buddha and realized it and became Arahant. That is only different. So the Buddha said, this is the distinction and difference between the Buddha and normal Arahant. So I think that is very important. So Mahayana also will say the same thing. So everyone can experience Buddha Bija, right? The seat of the Buddha or the seat of enlightenment. Every living beings, not only human beings, any living beings have a potential to experience or to attain Buddha Bija, the seat of enlightenment or the seat of the Buddha. He also the same thing. Anyone can become the Buddha. In other words, anyone can become Arahant. Any living beings. But they must practice the Noble Eightfold Path. So actually, for that reason, in some commentaries talk about different type of Buddha. Sammasambuddha, Pichika Buddha, and Sāvaka Buddha. Sammasambuddha, fully enlightened Buddha. Gautama Buddha and Kassapa Buddha, etc. And Pichika Buddha, how to say, we normally silent Buddha, right? Silent Buddha. So the one who stay in solitude, he attained enlightenment by himself, Pichika Buddha, but cannot teach. No ability to teach. Then another one is Sāvaka Buddha. The Buddha, disciple Buddha. When you practice the Noble Eightfold Path, then you become Arahant. At the same time, we can call you a Buddha, Sāvaka Buddha, right? Sāvaka Buddha. Any question? No question. Okay. I think up to now very clear. Then it is significant that Sammasambuddha Sutta is followed by Anatta Lakkhana Sutta. Anatta Lakkhana Sutta is the second sermon of the Buddha. So after hearing the first sermon, Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, a group of 5 monks, they become Sotāpanna, and the Buddha talk about the discourses on non-self, Anatta Lakkhana Sutta. Then after hearing this second discourse, a group of 5 monks, they became Arahant. Because it's very significant. And Sammasambuddha Sutta talk about the difference between the Buddha and Noble Arahant. But here, Anatta Lakkhana Sutta talk about the enlightenment of a group of 5 monks. How they became Arahant. While this discourse was being spoken, Anatta Lakkhana Sutta, the mind of the bhikkhus of the group of 5 were liberated from the taints by non-clinging to a 5 aggregate. If you do not have any clinging to a 5 aggregate, then you became Arahant. Anyone can become Arahant. So here, the minds were liberated from taints. But here, taints mean negative mental state or defilements. So if you do not have any clinging to a 5 aggregate, then there will be no taints, no defilements in your mind. If there's no taints, no defilements, you are Arahant or the Buddha. But what I want to say is this one. After listening second sermon, Anatta Lakkhana Sutta, a group of 5 men became Arahant. So Mahavakkapali Vinaya-pitaka also recorded the first sermon and second sermon. So the Mahavakkapali, the 3rd book of Vinaya-pitaka, recorded the life of the Buddha. For those who want to know the life of the Buddha according to Pali Canon, you can read Mahavakkapali, the 3rd book of Vinaya-pitaka. So the translation is available online, so you can Google. So Mahavakkapali recorded at the end of recorded this one at the end of Anatta Lakkhana Sutta. By that time, there are 6 Arahants in the world. 6 Arahants. But here I want to highlight the Buddha also Arahant. The Buddha also called Arahant. We are always chanting Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato. So as far as enlightenment is concerned, the same. As far as the taste of liberation is concerned, the same. So what is different? According to Sammasambuddha Sutta, so the Buddha is producer of the path. The Buddha discovered the Noble Eightfold Path. If you walk on that, you also became the Buddha. And another difference between the Buddha and an Arahant, according to Cakkapala Sutta, Majjhima Nikaya, Sutta number 108. So according to that Sutta, this discourse took place after Buddha passing away. The Buddha, a few months after Buddha passing away, so Venerable Ananda was in Rajakaha. Maybe at the time of Buddhist Council, the first Buddhist Council. So by that time, so Venerable Ananda went for alms from Penapada, and he did that stay early, and he visited one of the workplace of Cakkapala Brahmin. So by that time, according to the Sutta, so King Ajatasattu is facing a threat by one of the king. So he was making sure that his capital city is safe, fortified. So Cakkapala is one of them to make sure the city is safe. So Venerable Ananda visit that place. Then Cakkapala Brahmin welcome Venerable Ananda and ask this question. I want you to read this Sutta. It's a very important one. So you will find many interesting things in that Sutta. For that reason, I want you to read. So I will not quote all the Suttas. If I sing all these Sutta, I think you were frightened. You were afraid to read. For that reason, I just sing the only important Suttas. But make sure that to read afterward. Then Cakkapala Brahmin asked the question, Master Ananda, is there any single bhikkhu who possesses in each and every way all those qualities that are possessed by Master Gautama, accomplished and fully enlightened? Is there any monk who is exactly the same quality with the Buddha? And I think it's interesting. Venerable Ananda said that there is no single bhikkhu, Brahmin, who possesses in each and every way all those qualities that are possessed by the Blessed One, accomplished and fully enlightened. That is different. For the Blessed One was the arouser of an arising path, the producer of the unproduced path, the declarer of undeclared path. He was the knower of the path, the finder of the path, the one skilled in the path. But his disciples now abide following that path and became possessed of it afterwards. So here, the main difference between the Buddha and his disciple, Arahant, is the Buddha is the discoverer of the Noble Eightfold Path. He discovered the Noble Eightfold Path. Then his disciples follow the Noble Eightfold Path and practice and realize it. So that is different. That's different. But of course, there are many other distinctions or differences as well. But this is this emphasizes the importance of the Noble Eightfold Path. The Buddha discovered the Noble Eightfold Path, and he declared in the first sermon, he discovered the middle way. So before he became the Buddha, he followed two extremes. He fully enjoyed sensual pleasures in the palace. That's the first extreme. And he think that he will find happiness. Actually, he's not happy. Then after that, he left the palace. Then he followed a lot of self-modification practices. Many practices, But he didn't find real happiness. Then he followed the middle way. Then he attained enlightenment. And only after he attained enlightenment, only after he became the Buddha, his happiness cannot be destroyed by any conditions. So his happiness is asankata, unconditioned. Anywhere, wherever he go, his happiness not destroyed. Whoever associate with, his happiness cannot be destroyed. Wherever weather, hot or cold, it doesn't matter. His happiness not destroyed, not conditioned. For that reason, we call it Nibbāna is asankata, unconditioned. Unconditioned by any causes, Sometimes our happiness is conditioned. When we meet unpleasant people, happiness is gone. When we encounter unpleasant weather, hot weather, cold weather, our happiness is gone. There are many, our happiness is conditioned, Sankata. For that reason, if you practice the Noble Eightfold Path, you will possess unconditioned happiness. Unconditioned happiness. Not conditioned by people, not conditioned by weather, anything, All the time you're happy. All the time you're happy. No question? Okay. Question?
Bhante, from what I understand from Bhante's explanation just now, that means all the Arahants actually that's following the Buddha Gautama path are actually part of the Sāvaka Buddha.
Yeah.
Then how about those 28 Buddhas that's listed in Pali Canyons?
28.
The 28 Buddhas that is always being mentioned in the list of the 28 Buddhas that is known. And also, what is actually the Buddhist opinions on the so-called the future Buddha, Maitreya?
Yeah, good question. We all, actually, 28 Buddhas are very popular, because under 27 Buddhas, Sakyamuni Buddha, we call it Gautama Buddha, achieve prediction that he will become the Buddha. And we add Gautama Buddha, so it became 28. So and then when you visit to Buddhist countries, you will find the pictures and paintings, and also sculpture of 28 Buddhas. Even our shrine hall, you can see 28 Buddhas, under name. Because of that, 28 are famous. Actually, they are uncountable Buddhas, incalculable Buddhas. So the Buddha gave, actually we have a simile. There are as many as the Buddhas, as many saints. How do you say? There are many saints in the Ganges River, We cannot count the number of saints. Grain of sand. So there are countless number of grain of sand in the Ganges River. Just like that, there are incalculable, uncountable Buddhas already appear in the past. So there will be many Buddhas in the future as well. So of course, Ariya Buddha will appear. So we Theravada also believe that, but of course Mahayana, they have a very strong belief, stronger than Theravada, because Theravada mostly emphasize in this very life. Anytime, because we are stay in the dispensation of Gautama Buddha, when you practice the Noble Eightfold Path, anyone can become the Buddha, Anyone can become the Buddha, the Arahant, or attain enlightenment. So, according to Sakawati Sihanara Sutta from Soundanikaya, Dikanikaya. So at the lifespan of our lifespan will be decreased up to 10 years. At the age of 10-year lifespan, people start to realize if they are still doing unwholesome actions, so the human race will be destroyed. Because of that, they avoid unwholesome actions, they start to do wholesome things. Then because of doing wholesome things, so their negative mental state decrease. So they have less lobha, dosa, moha. Because of that, their lifespan increase. So up to incalculable lifespan. So at the lifespan of 48,000 years, so a Ariya Buddha will appear in the world. So according to Chakawati Sihanara Sutta, I think I forgot the Sutta number, maybe around 22, maybe 26. Thank you. Sutta number 26, Chakawati Sihanara Sutta. It's very good Sutta. I think you can read. According to that Sutta, Ariya Buddha will appear, right? And we believe that. But stay in the present moment. So earlier we, I think 2 weeks ago we learned that Sandatika Nibbāna that can realize in this very life, Nibbāna can be attained in this life. Don't wait until Ariya Buddha. But of course, when I was young, I used to read a small book written in Burmese that talk about future Buddha, future Buddha. Then at that time, I think that I will do wholesome deed, kusala, wholesome deed. Then I will be able to meet with the Ariya Buddha. But when I'm grown up, I realize that enlightenment or Nibbāna can be attained in this very life. So we are staying in the dispensation of Gautama Buddha. If we practice the Noble Eightfold Path, we can attain in this life, second life, and third life. Who knows, right? So the most important thing is walk on the Noble Eightfold Path. Don't wait, right? Don't wait, And there are some people who are finding, the method or the medicine who can prolong their lifespan up to the life of Ariya Buddha. So there are many people in Myanmar who believe that they can find the medicine and they can find the practice that can prolong their lifespan up to at the time of Ariya Buddha. But normally they die. As usual, they die. So, yes, good question. Okay, so let's go to next one. So here, the path, the Noble Eightfold Path. Here, Soundanikaya chapter 45 is a Magga Sanyutta. So connected discourses on the Noble Eightfold Path. So in that chapter, Chatta Samotanena. So there are a group of discourses that talk about inclination toward the Nibbāna, inclination toward Nibbāna using an example, a simile, analogy. The Buddha said that bhikkhus, just as wherever great rivers they are, that is the Ganges, the Yamuna, the Achiravati, Sarabu, and Mahi. I think they are very famous rivers in ancient India. So all these rivers all slant, slope, incline toward the ocean. So all these rivers incline toward the ocean. So too, the Buddha said, a bhikkhu who develop and cultivate the Noble Eightfold Path, slant, slope, incline toward Nibbāna. A very beautiful example. If you practice the Noble Eightfold Path, you are leading to Nibbāna. You are inclined to Nibbāna. Just like all rivers incline to the ocean. They go, the water go to ocean. Just like that. If you are walking on the path, you are inclined to Nibbāna. You are closer to Nibbāna. The most important thing is to practice the Noble Eightfold Path as much as we can. A very beautiful sutta. So, based on that analogy, so the Buddha, we can learn about stream Intara, Sotāpanna. So later we will study in details who is Sotāpanna, how to attain Sotāpanna, etc. So we, after 40 type of meditation, we'll talk about 4 stages of sainthood. But here, just I want to highlight the importance of the Noble Eightfold Path. So in this sutta, Dutiya Sariputta Sutta, so chapter 55 is a Sotāpanna Samyutta, discourses that are connected with the stream Intara, stream entry. So in that sutta, the Buddha asked Venerable Sariputta, Sariputta, this is said is stream Intara, is stream Intara. Some people translate stream winner, the same. But actually I prefer this one, stream Intara. Is stream Intara. So what is known Sariputta is stream Intara, Sotāpanna. And Venerable Sariputta answer, one who possesses this, the Noble Eightfold Path, Venerable Sa, is called a stream Intara. This Venerable one of such a name and claim. So that means the one who possesses the Noble Eightfold Path is called stream Intara. And the Buddha said, good Sariputta, one who possesses this, the Noble Eightfold Path, is a stream Intara. So that means Sotāpanna possesses the Noble Eightfold Path. If you possess the Noble Eightfold Path, you are Sotāpanna. So here, the Buddha, in the same sutta, the Buddha asked Venerable Sariputta, Sota, stream. What is the stream? So Venerable Sariputta said that the Noble Eightfold Path. The Noble Eightfold Path is the stream. So if you are on the stream, so that means you are practicing the Noble Eightfold Path. If you are on the stream, you will go to ocean. The stream will go to ocean one day. The ocean is nothing but Nibbāna. A very beautiful simile. The stream in the Ganges River flow to the, will go many places. At the end, it will enter the ocean. Just like that, if you are on the stream, So that means if you are practicing the Noble Eightfold Path, you are on the stream. So finally, at the end of the day, you will reach the ocean. You will reach the Nibbāna. So the most important thing is to practice the Noble Eightfold Path. Normally, we practice the Noble Eightfold Path sometime. But most of the time, we are not. So I always joke. Normally, we go to the river and stay on the stream for a while. Then we come back. We are not staying on the stream. So that's very important, right? Sotāpanna, hear me. Sota me, the Noble Eightfold Path. Apanna me, the one who reach on the stream. So that means who possesses the Noble Eightfold Path. So for that reason, Sotāpanna will not care, even at the risk of his life, at the risk of his own life. He will not care. He will not tell line. So he will not break 5 precepts. So that is Sotāpanna. Normally, if we have, the risk of our own life, even the risk of your own job, you will tell line. That is, we are Puthojana, we are Puthojana. Sotāpanna will not, Even if he will lost his job, he will not tell line, He will not tell line. Okay. I want to talk about another things, and some people ask if there are any saints in other religions. But of course, they always say they are saint, in other religions, especially in Christianity. Also, in almost every religion, they have their own saints. Is there any saint in other religion? Because this question is asked by Supatta, the last disciple of the Buddha. So the Buddha is going to pass away in Kusinagara. Then a wanderer called Supatta approached to the Buddha and asked the question, is there any saint in other religion? And the Buddha said that. Nibbāna Sutta, Sutta number 60, section 5, para number 27, more accurate. So it's the way to quote the Sutta. So Sutta number 16, Digha Nikaya, Sutta number 16, section 5, para number 27. So you can go and read. In Nibbāna Sutta, the Buddha said that in wherever Dhamma and discipline, so that means wherever religions, the Noble Eightfold Path is not found, no ascetic is found of the first. So that means Sotāpanna. The second ascetic, Sakadagami, and the third ascetic, Anagami, and the fourth great ascetic, Arahant. If there is no the Noble Eightfold Path, you cannot find the saint in other religion, in any religion. If there is no the Noble Eightfold Path, if they have the Noble Eightfold Path, you can find the saint in other religions. But the Buddha said, but such ascetics can be found of the first, second, third, and fourth grade in Dhamma and discipline where the Noble Eightfold Path is found. So that means if there is the Noble Eightfold Path, you will find saints in any religions. But the Buddha said that in this Dhamma and discipline. So that means in Buddhism, there is the Noble Eightfold Path. Therefore, we can find saint, right? Four stages of sainthood. 4 saints, right? Sotāpanna, Sakadagami, Anagami, Arahant. Because of the Noble Eightfold Path. And in Nibbāna Sutta, the same place, the Buddha said that if people are following the Noble Eightfold Path, the world will not be lacking of Arahant. If people are following the Noble Eightfold Path, the world will not be lacking, of Arahant. So that means there are some Arahants sleeping right now because people are following, his disciples are following the Noble Eightfold Path. There are many Sotāpanna, many Sakadagami, many Anagami, and many Arahant because practicing the Noble Eightfold Path. We are living in the great city. If you go and see in the forest, in the meditation centers, you will find them. You'll find them. So it's very good place. If there's no the Noble Eightfold Path, if there's no Noble Eightfold Path, then you will not find any saints, any saint. But of course, conventionally they will use the word saint, no? And I want to quote another sutta, Achara Sutta. It's important for everyone. Vehicle is equal to the Noble Eightfold Path. In that sutta, the Buddha said that one who has such a vehicle, whether a woman or a man, has by means of this vehicle drawn to Nibbāna, right? Drawn to Nibbāna. Here, vehicle means yāna in Pali. Vehicle means the Noble Eightfold Path. The Noble Eightfold Path. Theravada, we have the Noble Eightfold Path. Mahayana, they have the Noble Eightfold Path. Vajrayana, they have the Noble Eightfold Path. So they are called yāna. Yāna means the vehicle. That with that vehicle, you can go to Nibbāna. Whether you are Mahayana, Vajrayana, Theravada, if you are practicing the Noble Eightfold Path, you are using that vehicle. If you are using that vehicle, then you can go to Nibbāna. Whether you are woman or man, it's very important. Whether a woman or a man, anyone can attain Nibbāna, can achieve Nibbāna. Okay, any question? Because up to now, I want to highlight the importance of the Noble Eightfold Path, because we are going to learn the Noble Eightfold Path comprehensively. So with the help of the suttas from Pali Canon. Question? No question, okay. I think it's clear. Now let's talk about the Noble Eightfold Path. So I have already seen this sutta, Vibhanga Sutta, Magga Sanyutta. So Magga Sanyutta means the discourses that are connected with the Noble Eightfold Path. And Vibhanga means analysis. So this sutta will analyze the Noble Eightfold Path in detail and taught by the Buddha himself. So the first one is a right view, right? Right view. What is right view? So now I just want to show what the Buddha said, what is the Noble Eightfold Path. So later we will go in detail. So for the time being, just in brief. And what bhikkhu is right view? Samadhi. Knowledge of suffering, knowledge of the original suffering, the knowledge of the cessation of suffering, the knowledge of the way leading to cessation of suffering. This is called right view. So that means the knowledge of Four Noble Truths. That is right view. If you do not know suffering as a suffering, you don't have a right view. If you don't see the original suffering as the original suffering, you don't have a right view. Normally, as a Buddha-jana, we don't have a right view. Even non-returner, anagami, they still have a wrong view, you know. Only Arahant and the Buddha, they have a complete right view. Even Sotāpanna still have a wrong view, you know. Anagami, non-returner, still have a wrong view. But here, right view means you see Four Noble Truths, you have the knowledge of the Four Noble Truths, that is a right view. The second one, because of right view, you have a right intention. What is right intention? Sometimes we translate right thought, the same. Right intention. Bhikkhu Bodhi use right intention. What is right intention? And what bhikkhu is right intention? Number one, intention of renunciation, or letting go, or non-clinging. That is the right intention. If you don't have a lobha, that is, you have a right intention. The second one, intention of non-away. Non-away, you don't have an away, that is your right intention. If you have an away toward a person, toward a weather, toward a something, you don't have a right intention. So that means if you have a dosa, you don't have a right intention. So if you don't have a dosa, that means you have a right intention. If you have a delusion, that means no right view. If you have a right view, so that means you don't have a moha. And third one, intention of harmlessness, avihimsa. So harmless, that means you don't have any intention, you don't have any thought about harming living beings. So that is, how to say, wrong intention. If you don't have intention of harming living beings, that means it is intention of harmlessness. So actually here, right intention, three things. Number one, intention of renunciation, no lobha. If you do not have a lobha for 1 minute, so that means you have 1 minute right intention. Then if you don't have a 1 minute if you don't have a dosa 1 minute, that means you have a right intention in 1 minute. And 2 and 3, non-away, harmlessness, they are non-hatred, adosa. Actually, later we will learn in detail. So this is called right intention. So that means right view will drive away moha, delusion. If you don't have a delusion, so that means you have a right view. If you do not have a lobha and dosa, that means you have a right intention. If you have a lobha and dosa, you don't have. Very clear, very clear. The next one, right speech, samavacha. Actually, we have learned last year. Samavacha. What is samavacha? Right speech. Number one, abstinent from false speech. You are not telling lie. You tell the truth. Number two, abstinent from divisive speeches. You do not use divisive speeches. You love unity. You want to see the people are united. So that is right speech. Then abstinent from hard speech. You do not use hard speeches. That is right speech. You use a pleasant speeches. Then number 4, abstinent from idle chatter or nonsense talking, So you do not talk nonsense. Actually, I have already talked last year. For those who missed last year lessons, you can listen to the recording. So we already discussed, and also we debate. And there are many questions, and we discuss about all these one. So that means we have a 4 type of wrong speeches. If you refrain from them, that's right speech, right? Actually, for right speech, we will not study in details because we have already learned last year, right? Then, what is right action? So, what is right action? Samakamanta. Number 1, abstinence from destruction of life. If you do not care sentient beings, if you practice compassion towards sentient beings, that is right action. If you do not take what is not given, if you do not steal, that is right action. If you do not do sexual misconduct, that is right action. Actually, here, 4 bodily, 3 bodily misconduct. If you refrain from 3 bodily misconduct, that itself is a right action. Right action. Also, we already learned this one, so we will not study in detail. So this is called right action. Number 5, right livelihood. Sama ajiva. Sama ajiva. And the Buddha said, and what bhikkhu is right livelihood? Here, the noble disciples have been abandoned a wrong mode of livelihood and his living by a right livelihood. Some people use a lot of telling lie in their job. That is a wrong livelihood. Some people kill living beings, in their livelihood. That's also wrong. Some people commit sexual misconduct. So that means if you are, if you're committing bodily and verbal misconducts in your job, so that is a wrong livelihood. Actually, we will learn this one a little bit because we haven't learned this one. I think we have learned, right? Under Sila, yeah. Then I will see again. If not, we'll study a little bit because this is very important, right? It's important because life is very short. We will die one day. If we are doing unwholesome things in our job, it's not good, not good. Life is very short, We have to walk on the path, the Noble Eightfold path. So then only, at least, we will meet with the ariya Buddha. Ariya Buddha. This is called right livelihood. The next one is a right effort, samavayama. What is right effort? The Buddha say 4 things. Here, bhikkhus, a bhikkhu generates desire for the non-arising of and arising evil unwholesome states. There's the prevention. If there's no unwholesome mental state in your mind, don't let them arise. So that means you're trying to prevent arising of unwholesome mental state. To do so, you make an effort. You arouse energy. You apply the mind and strive to prevent unwholesome mental state. And third one, he generates desire for abandoning of arising evil unwholesome states. If there is unwholesome state in your mind, then trying to abandon them, trying to drive them away. So that is right effort. You make every effort to drive them away. And third one, he generates desire for the arising of an arisen wholesome state. So if there's no wholesome state in your mind, trying to make effort and trying to arouse your energy to arise them. That is development or developing or cultivating wholesome state. A very beautiful definitions. So we'll study in details. We'll study in details when we are learning in this part. And number 4, he generates desire for the maintenance of arising wholesome state. In your mind, there is wholesome state in your mind, your mindfulness, trying to maintain them. Maintenance, right? Or protect. Trying to protect your mindfulness. And you have generosity, you have a compassion and loving kindness, trying to maintain them because it's a wholesome state. 4 levels. Number 1, trying to prevent not to arise a wholesome state, and trying to abandon if you have unwholesome mental state, and trying to develop or cultivate wholesome state if you don't have. But if you have wholesome mental state, trying to maintain them. You have to make effort, you have to arouse energy to do so. That is called right effort. Very beautiful. Later we'll study in detail. So this is called right effort. Number 7, right mindfulness, samasati. Actually, this is for in Vibhanga Sutta, analysis of the Noble Eightfold Path. What is right mindfulness? Samasati. Not just sati. Sama, right set mindfulness. And bhikkhus is a what is right mindfulness? Number 1, here also 4. Number 1, here bhikkhus, a bhikkhu dwells contemplating the body in the body. Actually, here, contemplation of the body. So later we will study in detail. Ardent, clearly comprehending, mindful, having removed covetousness and displeasure in regard to the world. So there is no covetousness, there is no displeasure, there is no lobha, there is no dosa in regard to the world. Because you are mindful, ardent, clear comprehending. Number 1, contemplation of the body. Number 2, contemplating feelings in the feeling. So don't worry, we'll study in details. That's it's nothing but 4 foundations of mindfulness. Contemplating the mind in mind, and contemplating phenomena in phenomena, dhammanosati. So that means mindfulness established on 4 foundations: the body, the feeling, the mind, and phenomena. So you're trying to develop your mindfulness. So if you can develop mindfulness, those 4 foundations, based on those 4 foundations, that's a right mindfulness. Then, what is right concentration? Sammasamadhi, the last one. And the Buddha said, here, bhikkhus secluded from sensual pleasures, secluded from unwholesome state, a bhikkhu enters and dwells in the first jhana. If you attain the first jhana, that means right concentration. If you attain second jhana, right concentration. If you attain the third jhana, right concentration. If you attain the 4th jhana, right concentration. This is called right concentrations. So this actually we are talking about the Noble Eightfold Path that lead to Nibbāna. But there are mundane concentration as well, Later we will learn. So here, right concentration means attaining the fourth jhana. One of the jhana. That's called right concentration. So the Buddha became the Buddha based on the fourth jhana. The fourth jhana. Based on right concentration. So up to here, I think you have learned the overview of the Noble Eightfold Path. In later part, we will study in details. Any question up to now? No question. Okay. Let's study ahead. The Noble Eightfold Path is the path that leads to Nibbāna. That leads to Nibbāna. That is called Magga, the path. So these 8 divisions of the path, or 8 factors of the path, are usually classified into 3 subcategories. Number 1, morality, sila. Number 2, concentration, samadhi. Number 3, wisdom, panya. Actually, we already learned that. They are called threefold trainings. Number 1, higher training in morality, adit sila sekha. Number 2, higher training of the mind, adit chaita sekha. In other words, it is called higher training in concentration, samadhi. And the last one is higher training in insight or wisdom, adipanya sekha. So they are threefold trainings. So the Noble Eightfold Path is classified into 3 subcategories: sila, samadhi, panya. Both 3 higher trainings in Pali Tiseka and the Noble Eightfold Path, ariya-puggala magga, that both higher trainings and the Noble Eightfold Path explain the path to Nibbāna, or the path to liberation. According to Chula Vedana Sutta, Majjhima Nikaya, Sutta number 44, the 8 factors from the Noble Eightfold Path. So we have 8 factors, the Noble Eightfold Path, can be included in the 3 higher trainings with the following orders. So, in Chula Vedana Sutta, it's very interesting Sutta. Actually, Bhikkhuni Dhammadena, she is an Arahant. So, her former husband is called Visakha. So, Visakha usually go to the monasteries and listen to the Dhamma from the Buddha, and he became non-returner. As a non-returner, no desire to enjoy sensual pleasures. For that reason, he refrained from especially sensuality. Then his wife, Dhammadena, surprised. Then he went to know why he don't want to live with her. Then Visakha talk about the Dhamma. Then Dhammadena asked Visakha, as a woman, can I practice the Dhamma? And Visakha said, sure. Anyone can practice the Noble Eightfold Path. Then Dhammadena requested Visakha, her husband, to become a bhikkhuni. Then she was ordained as a bhikkhuni, and she practiced the Dhamma. So later, she became Arahant. Then she come and visit her house, her house. So her former husband, Visakha, not Visakha, Visakha, and question and request and cross question, and he want to know what is the status of her, her former wife, Bhikkhuni Dhammadena. So he asked a very difficult question. You know, he is a Nurratana, and the way he asked is very profound and very difficult. But wherever he asked, Bhikkhuni Dhammadena can answer. So later, after answering his question, Bhikkhuni Dhammadena approached to the Buddha, and I want to say that she asked the Buddha whether her answers are correct, and the Buddha said that if I were you, I will give the same answer. So in such way, the question and answer of Visakha and Dhammadena became the discourses, one of the sutta in the Pali Canon. That is called Chula Vedana Sutta. So I think it's very good sutta. Later I will quote in respected places. It's very good because we can find very important places. But here, Bhikkhuni Dhammadena answered the question. So 3 aggregates. But here, what is 3 aggregate? So here, 3 aggregate refer to the group of 3 higher trainings. So that means 3 group of higher training. So the three aggregates are not included by the Noble Eightfold Path, friend Visakha. But the Noble Eightfold Path is included by the 3 aggregate. So that means Threefold training, Sila, Samadhi, Panya are wider. So the Noble Eightfold Path can be put into Threefold training. Threefold training cannot be put into the Noble Eightfold Path because the Noble Eightfold Path is smaller, or how to say narrower. So for that reason, did I send English translation of Samanya Phala Sutta before? I did, right? I did. Don't throw this soda. So you have to read that soda until we finish the course. Because Samanya Phala Sutta talk about threefold training. What is sila? What is concentration? What is wisdom? No? Based on that sequence, we will study how to say the meditation. Because when we want to explain what is meditation, we need to know threefold training. What is sila? So based on sila, we have to develop our concentrations. Because of concentrations, we will have a wisdom. So that is the sequence, right? Sequence. Then that is what Bhikkhuni Dhammadena said. Right speech, right action, right livelihood. So that is, these states are included in the aggregate of virtue or morality. So that means right speech, right action, right livelihood from the Noble Eightfold Path, they are the sila. They are sila. The group of virtue or the group of morality. Right affect, right mindfulness, right concentration. These states are included in the aggregate of concentrations. So we have in the Noble Eightfold Path, right affect, right mindfulness, right concentration. These are included under concentrations, under samadhi. Then right view, right intention. So these 2 states are included in the aggregate of wisdom. So that means right view, right intention from the Noble Eightfold Path, they are under wisdom. So that means 3 higher trainings contains wider range of teachings than the Noble Eightfold Path. For that reason, when you study Samanya Phala Sutta, when you study Brahmajala Sutta from Digha Nikaya, the first 30 Sutta, the first 30 Soda, 1-3, from the Digha Nikaya. They talk about threefold higher training. They talk about Sila, Samadhi, Panya. For that reason, I want you to read 30 Soda from Digha Nikaya. 1-3. But don't read all. But if you read translation of Samanya Phala Soda, then you can understand the rest. So in those sodas, the Buddha talk about what is Sila, what is Samadhi, and what is Panya. So I think we will study in order, in such a way. I think I have already seen that one. But anyway, I will send again. For those who printed that soda, don't throw away. So we will use that soda until we finish, Until we finish. So this is what we have learned. Right view, right thought, they are under wisdom, included in the wisdom. Right speech, right action, right livelihood, they are morality, sila. Right effect, right mindfulness, and right concentration, they are concentration, samadhi. If you look at here, wisdom comes first, and morality second, concentration third, right? Not sila, samadhi, panya. Wisdom comes first. But I want to highlight this one, That's very important. Not sila comes first. Wisdom comes first. Now I quote some sodas to talk about that one. The path of purity. Visuddhimagga is the most authoritative Theravada text outside of Pali Canon. Visuddhimagga is a very authoritative, a very, famous, widely used in Theravada, especially in Theravada. It is used as a meditation manual by the Theravadins throughout the ages. So when we study 40 meditation method, and we will use Visuddhimagga. So based on Visuddhimagga, we will learn meditation method. It makes the detailed explanation on the threefold trainings: morality, concentration, wisdom. Because there is one verse in Samyutta Nikaya, so it said, the Buddha said that based on morality, based on sila, we have to develop concentration and wisdom. If you don't have a sila, you cannot develop concentration and wisdom. So based on that particular verse, Visuddhimagga explain comprehensively about threefold training: morality, concentration, and wisdom. According to author Venerable Buddhaghosa, Visuddhi means Nibbāna. Actually, we have learned many synonyms of Nibbāna. Visuddhi is one of them. So Visuddhi means purity. So purity means Nibbāna. Magga means the path, or the Noble Eightfold Path. So that means the path to Nibbāna. So according to Visuddhimagga, Sila, Samadhi, Panya are the path that lead to Nibbāna. So I think time is going to end. So I think we will not have time to talk about the order of the Noble Eightfold Path. Why right view comes first? So actually the answer is already given. I already sent the soda. If you read, you will know it. So anyway, so next week we will talk about it. For the time being, any question? Okay. Question.
Bhante, can I ask you about the last part? When you said that the Visuddhimagga is part of Theravadan teachings, but it seems that the order that is given is quite different from what you emphasize.
Yeah.
That the order should be wisdom, panya, and right intention first.
Yeah.
It seems that there's a conflict.
The answer will be given next week.
Oh.
Yeah, of course, is it. For that reason, I show the difference, So for that reason, I didn't now I didn't no time for this question. I didn't. Next week you will know it.
Thank you.
Okay, so I think thank you for coming. Then let's close the session. Yo vada dambhava romanu jesu sakya muni bhagava kata kecho paragato bala viriya samangi Tan sukatan saranatamu pemi raga viraga maninja masokan dhamma masangata mapatikulan Marurami Mambakuna Dhamma Miman Saranatamu Pemi Yata Jade Nama Apalamahu Chatu Susi Supuri Sayugesu Atacha Pogala Dhammata Sati Sangha Miman Saranatamu Pemi Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Good night, everyone.